Hello, dear children. Pythagoras Theorem, Chapter 2. Let us revise some of the topics we studied in our previous class. Pythagoras Theorem: in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of remaining two sides. You already know PR square is equal to PQ square plus QR square when the triangle is a right angle triangle. Next, Pythagorean triplet. That is, in a triplet of natural numbers, if the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two numbers, then the triplet is called a Pythagorean triplet. In the triplet, 11, 60, 61. Listen here, children. 11 square is 121. 60 square is 3600. 61 square is 3721. Now, when you add this 121 plus 3600, you will get it 3721. That means the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two numbers. Therefore, 11, 60, 61 is a Pythagorean triplet. Verify 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 8, 15, 17, 24, 25, 27, 24, 25, 7 are Pythagorean triplets. Property of 30, 60, 90 triangle. If acute angles of a right angle triangle are 30 degrees and 60 degrees, then the side opposite to 30 degrees angle is half of the hypotenuse, and the side opposite to 60 degrees angle is root 3 upon 2 times the hypotenuse. So here we have a triangle LMN where you have one angle is 90 degrees, another angle is 30 degrees, another angle is 60 degrees. So this is called a 30, 60, 90 triangle, and the side opposite to 30 degrees, that is MN, is half of the hypotenuse. And side opposite to 60 degrees, that is LM, is root 3 upon 2 times the hypotenuse. This is a formula which we will be using it. Next is 45, 45, 90 triangle. If the acute angles of a right angle triangle are 45 degrees and 45 degrees, then each of the perpendicular sides is 1 upon root 2 times the hypotenuse. So here we have a triangle XYZ where you have one angle is 90 degrees and the other two angles of 45 degrees each. Then we can say that XZ and XY are perpendicular sides and they are 1 upon root 2 times the hypotenuse. So now remember this. Similarity in right angle triangle. In triangle PQR, we have angle Q is 90 degrees and QS is perpendicular to the hypotenuse PR. Then we can say triangle PQR is similar to triangle PSQ, and that's similar to triangle QSR. That is, all three right angle triangles are similar. Theorem of geometric mean. So in a right angle triangle, if you have a perpendicular from the right angle to the hypotenuse, then we can say QS square is equal to PS into SR. Pythagoras theorem, you already know it. In a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to sum of the squares of the remaining two sides. Here PQ square plus QR square is equal to PR square. Converse of Pythagoras theorem. In a triangle, if the square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, then the triangle is a right angle triangle. Let us remember one more very useful property. In a right angle triangle, if one side is half of the hypotenuse, then the angle opposite to that side is 30 degrees. This property is the converse of 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees theorem. Page number 35, we can see. So now let's begin with practice set 2.1. Identify with reasons which of the following are Pythagorean triplets. So let's take down the first one, 3, 5, 4. So here we have to find which are the two small numbers, that is 3 and 4. So let's square these numbers and add. That is 3 square plus 4 square, that will be equal to 9 plus 16, and that's equal to 25. Let's put it as 1. Now we'll take the largest number, which is 5. Let's square it. 5 square is equal to 25. Let's put it as 2. From 1 and 2, we are getting both are equal to 25, which means from 1 and 2, 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 5 square. Therefore, we can say the square of the largest number is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two numbers. Therefore, 3, 5, 4 is a Pythagorean triplet. The same way, let's do the second sum, 4, 9, 12. So again, these are the two smaller numbers, 4 and 9. So 4 square plus 9 square is equal to 16 plus 81, that's equal to 97. Let's put it as 1. Now the largest number, 12 square. So that's equal to 144. Let's put it as 2. Now look at 1 and 2. Here we have 97. Here we have 144, which means they are not equal. Therefore, we can say from 1 and 2, 4 square plus 9 square is not equal to 12 square. Therefore, the square of the largest number is not equal to the sum of the squares of the other two numbers. Therefore, 4, 9 and 12 is not a Pythagorean triplet. In the same way, you're going to do the remaining 4 sums. First and second I've done. Do the remaining 4 sums on your own in the same way. Either it will be a Pythagorean triplet or it will not be a Pythagorean triplet. Let's go to second question. In figure, angle M and P equal to 90 degrees. NQ is perpendicular to MP. MQ is 9, QP is 4, find NQ. So let's write the solution. So here we have the right angle triangle MNP and NQ is perpendicular to the hypotenuse. So we'll write it down. And right angle triangle MNP, NQ perpendicular, and that's the reason will be given. So now here we can apply the geometric mean property, that is NQ square is equal to MQ into QP. The reason will be theorem of geometric mean. Let's substitute the values. Here we can see MQ is 9, QP is 4. So we'll put it up. NQ square is 9 into 4. And so we will get NQ square equal to 36. Now let's find the square root. NQ, that is taking square roots on both sides. Now NQ square root will be NQ. Square root of 36 is plus or minus 36, but since it is sides, we will take only the positive roots. So NQ is 6 units, and this is what is the question. Let's move on to the third sum. In figure, angle QPR is 90 degrees. Segment PM is perpendicular to segment QR and Q dash M dash R. So PM is perpendicular to QR and Q dash M dash R. PM is 10, QM is 8, find QR. So let's write the solution. In right angle triangle QPR, segment PM is perpendicular to hypotenuse QR given. So we'll apply the geometric mean property, that is PM square is equal to QM into MR. Theorem of geometric mean. Let's substitute the values. PM is 10, QM is 8. So let's put it 10 square is equal to 8 into MR. 10 square is 100, and when 8 goes on the other side, it will be divided by 100, divided by 8, and so we will have 100 upon 8 is equal to MR. So when you reduce it, you will get it MR equal to 12.5 units. So find QR is our question. QR will be QM plus MR. And the reason will be Q dash, M dash, other points are collinear. So now QM value is given to be 8. MR value is 12.5. So let's substitute the values. So 8 plus 12.5, add it up very carefully. Yes, QR will be 20.5 units. Let's move on to number 4, question number 4. Find RP and PS using the information given in triangle PSR. So what's given to us? In angle P is 30 degrees, angle S is 90 degrees. So let's write down in triangle PSR, angle P is 30 degrees, angle S is 90 degrees. So what will be the remaining angle, that is angle R? It has to be 60 degrees, and the reason will be remaining angle of the triangle. That means you can say triangle PSR is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Now, if it's a 30, 60, 90 triangle, we can apply the theorem. So, we are given SR is 6. So, using this, the side opposite to 30 degrees, we will find PR. So, you know the formula SR, that the side opposite to 30 degrees is half the hypotenuse. So, SR is equal to half of PR. Let's substitute the values. You know, SR value is 6. So I'll put side opposite to 30 degrees. So this will be 6 is equal to half PR. Let's cross multiply. 6 into 2 is equal to PR. That is, PR is equal to 12 units. So RP, the question asked is find RP. So I've written it down. Now let's find PS. So now PS is the side opposite to 60 degrees. And what's the formula? Side opposite to 60 is root 3 upon 2 PR, and the reason is side opposite to 60. So let's substitute the values. Now when you calculate it, 2 and 12 can be reduced. So 2 into 6, that is PS is equal to 6 root 3 units. So let's write the final step, that is RP is equal to 12 units and PS is 6 root 3 units as the question is asked. Let's move on to number 5. For finding A, B and BC with the help of information given in figure 2.20, complete the following activity. AB equal to BC, and the reason will be given. Angle BAC is equal to how much? So you can see one angle is 90 degrees, so the other two angles have to be equal, which means both the angles will be 45 degrees. So you know the 45, 45, 90 theorem. AB equal to BC is equal to 1 upon root 2 into AC. Now they have substituted AC value, that is root 2, so root 8. So we will write the same 1 upon root 2 here. Now root 8, when it is simplified, you get it as 2 root 2. So here again we'll write the same thing 1 upon 2. Now, root 2 of the denominator and root 2 of the numerator will get cancelled, and so our final answer will be just 2 units. So, this is how we do the sum, that is AB equal to BC is equal to 2 units when the hypotenuse is given to be root 8 units. Find the side and perimeter of a square whose diagonal is 10 centimeters. So let's draw the square, name it as P, Q, R and S. Now when it's a square whose diagonal is 10 centimeters. So let's put the diagonal as 10 centimeters. Now you know the properties of a square. All sides are equal. All angles are of 90 degrees. So let's put angle Q as 90 degrees. All the sides are equal. Let's take the two sides, PQ and QR as X. You know SR and PS will also be X. So we will consider triangle PQR, and since it's a right angle triangle, we will apply Pythagoras Theorem in triangle PQR and get the value of X. So let's do it. So quadrilateral PQR, this is a square, so all angles, that is angle P equal to angle Q equal to angle R equal to angle S equal to 90 degrees, and PQ equal to QR equal to RS is equal to PS, that is properties of a square. So let the side of the square be X. So now we'll consider triangle PQR. In triangle PQR, angle PQR is 90 degrees. So we can say PQ square plus QR square is equal to PR square Pythagoras. Let's substitute the values. X square plus X square is 10 square. So this will become 2x square is equal to 100. X square is equal to 100 divided by 2. So when you cancel it, reduce it, you will get it as x square equal to 50. So now square root of x square is x and square root of 50 will be 5 root 2. So that means we have got the value of x, that is the side of the square. We assumed it to be x and we have got it as 5 root 2 centimeters. Now the question is find the side and perimeter of a square. So that means perimeter we have to find. What's the meaning of perimeter? Yes, perimeter means sum of all four sides. So since it's a square, we'll multiply it by 4 because all four sides are of same measures. So perimeter of the square is equal to 4 into side. So since side is 5 root 2, we'll put the value 4 into 5 root 2, which will be nothing but 20 root 2 centimeters. So let's write the final step. Therefore, the side of the square is 5 root 2 centimeters and the perimeter of square is 20 root 2 centimeters. So that's all for today. Keep revising, keep practicing. Thank you.